Back here with more XLB action as we have the Buffalo Bad Boys taking on the Gwinnett County Gladiators. And both these teams locked into it right now in the East as Gwinnett comes into this game with a record of 4-1. They have the best record in the league. And Buffalo comes into this game with a record of 3-1, right behind them, second place in the East. 14-week schedule, so you only play every team once. So this head-to-head matchup could loom large. As I stated, the Gwinnett County Gladiators, the #1 team in the league right now. And as you can see from this little graphic that I had made up, they are kind of doing it in spite of themselves. That's the same one I shared with you earlier, Jason, where Gwinnett is first over on the league, but they have a league worst 178 batting average. They've only scored 17 runs on 29 hits. They are not getting it done offensively, but they do have the best pitching stats in the league. But the curious case of the Gladiators as the #1 team in the league should be studied. 2 players on their team still without hits through the first 5 weeks of the season. But this Gwinnett team is getting done. Jason, I know you've been managing them all season. Any thoughts on how this Gwinnett team has been able to get it done so far?
Seems to be just timely hitting. Not consistent, but when they get somebody on, they knock them in.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to have your 2 legends be Albert Pujols and Darryl Strawberry. Each of them having a pretty good season so far in the early going. And for the Buffalo Bad Boys, their legends include George Brett and Kenny Lofton. And it will be Yusei Kukuchi on the mound today for the Bad Boys, #5 starter from the Los Angeles Angels. And then the ace for the Gladiators will be on the mound today. Gladiators have yet to have a bye this season, so they'll roll out their #1 starter, Bryan Wu. Wu coming into today after throwing 8 1/3 innings of shutout baseball to start the season off in week 1. He had 10 strikeouts and a walk. A pretty good outing for Wu. We'll see if he can keep it up here in his second start of the season. Kenny Lofton set to lead it off. Again, both teams in the East, so Jason controls both. And he'll be making the decisions as I just kind of go along for the ride here in this one. Lofton against Kukuchi. No, Lofton against Wu. That's right.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
And Wu will get Lofton to fly out the left to get this one started. 1 up, 1 down for Nick Kurtz. We'll see Kurtz later on in a graphic, but he's had a pretty good season so far as well. And Kurtz will take a walk. Had to figure that one out for a second. You don't see a lot of high numbers on batter cards. But
Good eye, Nick.
Kurtz able to take a walk right there. That's his first walk of the season. That'll bring up George Brett. And Wu will give up a single into left to Brett. So a walk and a hit here in the first will bring up Will Smith with 2 on. Smith batting .235 on the season. Of course, he came over in that trade with Shea Langeliers. And here he's going to get a single into right. Kurtz OBRC, so I doubt you want to test that. We can take a look at it if you want, though.
Nah, I'm not.
All right, that'll leave the bases loaded for Pete Alonso, who, if you were watching Week 5, was on the slow start graphic, and there would be no better way to turn that up now against Wu. Bases loaded for Alonso, 1 down. And Wu will get Alonso to fly out to right. It'll be our A or B on third scores, but that is not Nick Kurtz. So that'll bring up Riley Green. And the Dogs are out in full force here in Gwinnett County. Green with the bases still loaded against Wu. PB for Riley Green.
My God.
And he strikes out.
Dramatic.
That was. I looked right at the camera. So somehow, Bryan Wu loads the bases but gets out of the jam without giving up a run. And we'll go to the bottom of 1 where Kukuchi will have Lawrence Butler leading off. And Butler is out of there as he grounds out to third. They'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom. Had a pretty good start to the season, batting .353. Kukuchi will give up a single into center to Soderstrom. Good start continues here. As Albert Pujols will come to the plate, 1 on, 1 down against Kukuchi. 12. 72, that's out of there as they'll fly out to center. 2 down for Darryl Strawberry. PBBD for Strawberry. And that's going to be another triple. He had one of those last week. And Strawberry, the first
I'm not
person.
going to tell you why.
Huh?
I'm not going to tell you why he's super fast all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would rather not know that. But he is the first player this season with 2 triples. I'll bring up Eugenio Suarez. And Kukuchi will give up a single into right to Suarez. That'll score Strawberry.
That clutch hitting I was talking about. We don't get many.
Just getting ready to say the timely hitting that the manager talked about, and now you're seeing it here in the first. I'll bring up Austin Wells. And Kukuchi will strike out Wells to end the first. But Gwinnett gets on the board with 2, the triple from Strawberry, and then he's plated by Suarez to give him a 2-0 lead. Top of 2 we go, where Sal Frelick will lead off against Bryan Wu. And Wu will get Frelick to fly out to right. 1 down for Francisco Lindor. And Wu will get Lindor to pop up to third. That'll bring up Jackson Holiday, the 9-hole hitter. And Wu will strike him out. 3 up, 3 down for Buffalo. And we head to the bottom of 2 now, where it'll be the bottom of the lineup, and Bobby Witt will lead off against Yusei Kukuchi. And Kukuchi will walk Witt.
Hey-o. He'll steal. He ain't been on base. He don't know what to do.
And I can't get a jump. So we'll hold. As
Told you.
Brandon Nimmo's at the plate. Gave up a PBCD for that. Kukuchi will get Nimmo to ground out to third. OBR A safe, but Nimmo is a B. That is a double play. Another bring up Luis Garcia. Nobody on, 2 down. Kukuchi will wild pitch and bring it back and get Garcia to ground out to first. So 3 up, 3 down. And the top of 3 we go, where we will take a look at the schedule for the XLB here in week 6. 2 teams on bye this week include the Young Guns and the Purple Rain. But a full slate of games. There are some really good ones on the docket here, including this Buffalo and Gwinnett. Las Vegas and Owaka is first against second. So the number 1 and number 2 teams in each division facing each other this week. And also that Yetis versus Bees, that is the worst 2 teams in the league facing each other. So a lot of action going on here in week number 6. As Kenny Lofton will lead off against Bryan Wu here in the third. PBBD for Lofton, and he'll strike out. Third strikeout for Wu. We'll bring up Nick Kurtz. And Wu will give up a single into left to Kurtz. So Kurtz continues his great start to the season. Just the second hit given up this game. And Kurtz came into today batting .471. Gonna bring up George Brett with 1 on, 1 down. And Brett will be out of there as he'll fly out to deep right.
Oh.
That ball's saved by Darryl Strawberry. So Strawberry robs the home run.
I don't want to tell you. I don't even want to talk about it.
OBR A, B, or C goes to second. That is Kurtz. So this Coloseum Stadium you see here behind me A deep right field allows Kurtz to go to second. They bring up Will Smith with 2 down. And Wu will strike out Smith to end the top half of the third. 4 strikeouts for Bryan Wu as we head to the bottom of 3, where Lawrence Butler will lead off against Kukuchi. And Kukuchi will get Butler to ground out to second. That'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom. Nobody on, 1 down. And Soderstrom will slap a double. 4th hit of the game for the Gladiators, and Soderstrom is 2 for 2 with Pujols up and first base open.
Yeah, we'll walk him. We'll walk him.
We're going to walk Albert Pujols. Second walk of the day for Kukuchi will bring up Darryl Strawberry. 2 on, 1 down. And Strawberry will slap a double into center.
This guy.
Center field. Sorry.
That's Albert. I'm not sending him.
Yeah, against Kenny Lofton, who's a T5.
Really? That's
bad arm out there.
That's first to home on a double, dude.
Oh, so you're way down here. Yeah, you're like 11 to 22. That'll bring up Suarez with 2 on and 1 down against Kukuchi. I don't think I put that. There we go. Suarez. Kukuchi will give up a single into left to Suarez. And that will plate Albert. And that's just frustrating when you can get it on the pitcher's card and you still give up the hit and the run there. Now Strawberry,
Darryl home.
He is going to come home. He has a speed A against the T5 that went to center field, right? No, it went to left. That is T2 Riley Green out there. 42. Yeah, that's there. Darryl Strawberry scores.
Darryl. Chance to go. Darryl.
Darryl might have to be snuck into the MVP debate now.
He didn't sneak in. He kicked the damn door down.
Well, he's on something. We'll take a look later on at the MVP race as Suarez is on first for Austin Wells. Kukuchi will walk Wells. And Kukuchi struggling here now.
Way down yonder on the Kukuchi.
That'll bring up Bobby Witt, 2 on. Nobody, yeah, 1 down. Bobby will strike out.
Mamma mia.
That'll bring up Brandon Nimmo. 2 on, 2 down for Nimmo as Kukuchi will strike him out as well. Back-to-back strikeouts get Kukuchi out of the inning, but not before Gwinnett puts up 3 more here in the third. 5-0, top of 4 we go.
I mean, literally, the only thing worse would to be like 3 at-bats and make 6 out.
Okay. Buffalo coming off a loss last week against Boise, trying to bounce back here as Gwinnett last week got the win against Sacramento in a hard-fought one, 4-3. So Buffalo might lose 2 in a row here if they can't find a way to turn this around. Pete Alonso will lead off against Bryan Wu. And PBZ, 11. You know what that is. Catcher argues over balls and strikes and gets ejected from the game.
Even with ABS.
No, he doesn't. That would send Austin Wells home after he walked. Wu will get Alonso to ground out to third. And if you're wondering why we don't eject players, we'll eject pitchers if it says to, but it's just keeping track of like games played and the bench. That's just we did that in season 1, and it wasn't really something that we enjoyed, so we didn't bring it back for season 2. Just every team has the exact amount of field players that it needs. We're not looking to rest guys or figure that kind of stuff out. We're just so if a player gets ejected, let's just we just skip over it. Sorry to take out of the immersion there. Riley Green against Bryan Wu here in the 4th. And Wu will get Green to line out to 3rd. Bring up Sal Frelick. And Frelick is out of there as he will ground back to the pitcher. Air 4 to Tim, but Wu is air 3. And the crowd reacts to that. They ring up Francisco Lindor in the bottom of 4. Oh my, I like that. Get this one started.
Wait, no.
It'll bring up Luis Garcia in the bottom. It doesn't rhyme.
Hey, Hoffman warming up, or is warm.
He is warm?
Short leash here. I mean, he's warm. He's ready to come in at any moment.
And Garcia will hit a single into left.
I gave you a chance, Kukuchi.
And that'll bring in
Jeff Hoffman.
Hoffman will inherit Garcia at first. That belongs to Kukuchi. 1 on, nobody down here in the bottom of 4 as Butler is at the plate. And Hoffman will get Butler to pop up to first. So 1 down here in the 4th. Bring up Tyler Soderstrom. And Soderstrom will strike out. 3rd strikeout of the game for the Bad Boys pitchers. Pujols, 1 on, 2 down. Hoffman will get Pujols to ground out to 3rd. And that'll do it here in the 4th. So Hoffman comes in, shuts down the Gladiators, and now looks to his offense to get something going here in the 5th, where Lindor will lead off against Bryan Wu. And Lindor will slap a single into right.
He's stealing.
3rd hit of the game for the Bad Boys. 4th hit of the game for the Bad Boys, as Lindor will take off for 2nd. 43, he is there. So Lindor trying to get something going for Buffalo here in the 5th. Jackson Holiday against Wu. And Holiday, he'll slap a single into right.
Bring him in.
The defense for the Gladiators out there in the right field. Darryl Strawberry, T3.
Uh-oh. No.
T3, OBRA. We're looking 11 to 56. We'll score the run.
Darryl's having a game. I don't know.
And Darryl throws out Lindor.
Darryl Strawberry's on compound V. I don't know what's going on.
Darryl, what is happening? What a game he is having out there. That'll bring up Kenny Lofton.
My goodness.
1 on, 1 down. And Wu will get Lofton to ground out to the catcher. OBR A or B at first, safe. So 2 down, Lofton on first.
He's stealing.
45, he is in there. So again, a runner at 2nd for the Bad Boys, and Nick Kurtz at the plate against Wu. PBBD for Kurtz, and he slaps that one high and deep and out of here. Nick Kurtz will drive Lofton in and hit the 2-run shot. First mistake from Wu, and he gives up his first runs of the season. And that gets Buffalo back into this, 5-2 now off that home run. Nasty no doubter for Big Amish, Nick Kurtz. I hope Nick Kurtz finds this video series. And here's us calling him Big Amish. George Brett up.
They'll find it.
Yeah, true. Base is cleared. 2 down for Brett. And George Brett. He'll smack a single in, or a double into right, excuse me.
I found a weakness.
And now Will Smith up. 1 on, 2 down. Will Smith.
Oh.
He'll take that one high and deep, and another 2-run shot in this inning will drive in George Brett and really cut into this lead now as Wu gives up his second home run in the inning, his second 2-run shot in this inning. And just trying to survive the 5 innings now to be eligible for the win. Pete Alonso at the plate, nobody on, and 2 down. And Wu will get Alonso to ground out to second after that high-speed goner from the Fresh Prince. Sorry, I forgot to wait on you there.
A lot of typing on that one.
4 runs here in the top of the 5th from the Bad Boys. Get them back into it as Hoffman will come out and take on Darryl Strawberry now in the bottom of the 5th.
Woo, woo.
And Strawberry.
Oh, my.
He's out of there. The ground out back to the pitcher.
He's human. Okay.
1 down here in the 5th for Eugenio Suarez. And Suarez, he will take that one high and deep and out of here. Suarez backs it up.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you are here?
And what a game he is having after the big WBC. He has come into this game and played well. That'll bring up Austin Wells, who got into it with the umpire earlier. And Wells will slap a double. Maximus Jackamus from Bolabamba Suarez. Oh my.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
you might
actually,
want to wait.
Sorry, that's Suarez's second of the year. That's all right.
Oh. Looked like it.
That's all right. So, yeah. Wells on second after the double will bring up Bobby Witt with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Hoffman will strike out Witt. Two down now for Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo, he'll slap a single into center.
Of course he will. Who's on second? Austin
Wells, OBRC. And that went into
Kenny
center
Lofton.
where Kenny Lofton T5. So 11 to 56.
No.
That'll bring up Luis Garcia with runners on the corners and 2 down. And Hoffman will walk Garcia to load the bases.
Goodness,
4th
Jeff.
walk of the day by the Bad Boys, and now Lawrence Butler at the plate with the bases loaded in the 5th inning. Hoffman. PBBD for Lawrence Butler with the bases loaded.
Oh, my goodness.
And that ball is high! That ball is deep! A grand slam home run for Lawrence Butler! And that is about as timely of a hit as you can have.
Oh, my goodness.
Lawrence Butler clears the bags for a grand slam. His first home run of the season. And the Gladiators go back out in front. The Emperor salute. The Butler did it. That'll bring up Soderstrom. Oh. Let's give him the home run call as well. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Is that why you are
I'm
here?
happy and sad.
I'll tell you what. Play-by-play guy was happy that was not the Sloan Construction Grand Slam inning. Soderstrom, nobody on, 2 down. And Hoffman will strike him out looking to get out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Hoffman, but 5 more runs plated here in the 5th as we head to the top of 6. Let's take a look at the MVP race coming into today, which included Nick Kurtz for the Buffalo Bad Boys in 4th place right now. I can see 5th in batting average, 3rd in RBIs, 4th in hits, 2nd in doubles, and he has added a home run to that today to increase his MVP odds. But his team behind right now, as Riley Green will lead off in the 6th against Bryan Wu. Wu still out there. And Wu will get Green to ground out to 2nd. Back-to-back grounders to 2nd for the Bad Boys. That'll bring up Sal Frelick with 1 down. And Frelick will take a walk. 2nd walk of the day issued by Frelick. We'll bring Francisco Lindor to the plate. Wu will strike out Lindor. 5th strikeout of the day for Wu as he'll take on Jackson Holiday. 1 on, 2 down. PBBD for Holiday, and he'll strike out. Good number for PBBD, but Wu gets him. And the bottom of 6 we go,
Hoffman's out.
where Jeff Hoffman will take a seat.
Bryan King.
Bryan King from the Houston Astros will check in, and he will take on Albert Pujols to get the bottom of 6 started. King, the left-hander. And he will get Pujols to ground out to 2nd. Bring up Darryl Strawberry with 1 down. King will get Strawberry to pop up to the catcher, our favorite card. 2 down for Eugenio Suarez. And Suarez is out of there as he pops up to the catcher. Our favorite card. 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th as we head to the top of 7. 10 runs on 11 hits through 6 for the Gladiators.
I'm out. Bring in Jared.
Jared Koenig will check in from the Milwaukee Brewers, and he'll take on Kenny Lofton at the top of the lineup. And Koenig will give up an infield single. Kenny Lofton just out hustling the throw there and gets on first. 9th hit of the day for the Bad Boys.
He's stealing.
55. TA guns him down. Kenny Lofton caught stealing.
Horrible managing.
Not a stat we keep track of this season, but I bet in season 3 we will keep track of caught stealing. As prevalent as it is. Nick Kurtz at the plate. Nobody on, 1 down. Koenig will strike him out. First strikeout, 7th strikeout of the day for the Gladiators to bring up George Brett. Koenig will give up a single into center to George Brett. Brett 3 for 4 today. We'll bring up Will Smith, homered in his last at bat. And Koenig will get Will Smith to pop up to the shortstop. And that'll do it. Here in the top of 7, bottom of 7 we go, where Bryan King will take on Austin Wells. King will get Wells to ground out too short. 1 down for Bobby Witt Jr. King will get Witt to fly out to deep left. To the point that was a home run that was robbed by Riley Green.
Good for you, Riley.
Brandon Nimmo. King will get Nimmo to ground out to 3rd, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Gladiators. They still maintain a 6-run lead as we head to the top of the 8th, though. Pete Alonso will lead off against Jared Koenig. And Alonso is out of there as he grounds out to 3rd.
I mean, just look. They only have one more hit than the Bad Boys, but 6 more runs. So
It's
all about timing.
Production, yeah. They bring up Riley Green. And Green is out of there as he grounds out to third. Back-to-back grounders to the third baseman. Sal Frelick, 2 down. Koenig will get Frelick to pop up to third. So the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez, who's had a big day already, records all 3 outs. In the bottom of 8 we go, where the 9-hole hitter, Luis Garcia, leads off against Bryan King.
I mean, Russell Crowe is managing circles around Martin Lawrence.
He really is. And outacts him. The movie Black Knight aside. Bryan King will get Garcia to ground out to third. So now both teams. And that actually makes it 5 straight outs to the third baseman. Lawrence Butler, who hit that grand slam earlier. King will get Butler to ground back to the pitcher. They'll bring up Soderstrom. And King will get Soderstrom to fly out to right. So 3 up, 3 down. Top of 9 we go. A 6-run lead for the Gladiators, as it will be Jared Koenig taking on Francisco Lindor to start this one. PBBD for Lindor, and he'll take that one up and out of here. Lindor steps into one here to get the 9th inning started, a solo job. Third home run of the day for the Bad Boys, as it is now 10-5 with Jackson Holliday at the plate. And Koenig will bounce back here and get Holliday to ground out to first. 1 down for Kenny Lofton after that round tripper for life. Mr. Smile, Francisco Lindor, Mr. Smile hitting that one. Kenny Lofton. And Kenny is out of there as he'll ground back to the pitcher. 2 down now for Nick Kurtz, as this Gwinnett County crowd comes to their feet. And Koenig will strike out Kurtz to end it, and this one is over. Tack on an extra run, but Koenig, Wu will get the win, and Koenig will come in and get a 3-inning save, as the loss will be hung on Yusei Kukuchi, MVP in this one. You could go a lot of ways, man, but Eugenio Suarez probably the right bet for it. 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a home run, and a run scored. But a good game all around from Gwinnett. As they continue their winning ways, Buffalo will drop 2 straight to move them down to 3-2, now just in the mix with everybody else down there. And Gwinnett kind of takes a big step out in the East, up to 5-1. So a nice big game there in the East. Gwinnett will take a commanding lead in that division, and we'll see what happens here in the rest of Week 6. Thanks for watching, and tune in for more XLB action as we roll on.